You got one job. Thumbs up the live stream. That's all I need you to do. Thumbs up the live stream. When you get here, I appreciate you being here. You can follow me on Instagram at the real Soncerae. Please do. I post stuff up there. I've been trying to figure out how to like manage my time on social media because I don't like to be on social media a lot. I've been taking a lot of time with my son. I like spending time with my son all the time, so I don't really be on social media like that. But I've been trying to keep up a schedule, and it's so hard for me to commit to a schedule. Like I'm the worst when it comes to that because I have so much going on, and it's only one of me. I wish I had like a assistant or something. You know what I mean? Like I need like a virtual assistant or so. I don't know, some shit. But I posted a TikTok earlier today, and it was aimed at the sugar babies. I was the sugar baby for 20 years. You hear me? Anytime I wasn't in a relationship, I was in sugar baby mode. And so now that I'm 40, what I was trying to explain to these girls was like, yo, what's going to happen when you get older and you can't do what you used to do? It's going to change when you get 40. So are you planning for that? So a lot of chicks came in the comment section. They was like, oh, you're a hater. You're hating on us sugar babies. Because I was like, all y'all talking about is trips and handbags and shoes and shit. And that shit ain't about nothing. Because that's all I see. When I'm on TikTok and I see the sugar babies, talking, they trying to break fly. They trying to, flex. They're like, my sugar daddy bought me this and that and took me on this flight to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why are you so excited about that little bit of shit that this man could be giving you if he is, in fact, part of the 1% and is a multimillionaire? This dude is a multimillionaire and all he giving you is a flight and some damn gifts and a little bit of cash. First of all, I keep trying to remind women, when you give men the power to feed you, you also give men the power to starve you. Go out there and get your own bread. And even if you decide to be a sugar baby, make sure that the money that this man is giving you, you using it to buy stocks and shares or starting a business or whatever the fuck it is that you're trying to do for yourself. And don't think for 2 minutes you're going to be attached to some dude's will. Because what they waiting for is for these men to die. So they can be a part of these dudes' will. And I keep trying to tell these bird brains, sugar babies, it's so bird brain. I'm like, honey, 9 times out of 10, your sugar daddy is involved with somebody. And if he got a baby mama or a wife or some kids, trust me, them kids and that wife or that ex-wife or whatever is in that will, not you, baby. So to get a sugar daddy to put you in a will, that's like a hope and a prayer. That's like a 1 in a million. That is an exception to a rule. All right. When you're dealing with sugar daddies, they not about to be just putting you in their will. Okay. You better hope. You better hope. Okay. Get you some life insurance, honey. All right. And make sure that you do something with that money that he giving you. Now, personally for me, my suggestion to sugar babies or women who are using men for money is like, honey, if you're going to do that shit, start requiring more from these men. Like, ask them to do shit like buy you a multi-family unit or some land. Something like that. Something that you can take with you when he ready to toss you off. Because you ain't going to be in your 20s forever. And you have to think ahead. So this led me to look at my comment section and see the difference between the chicks that was coming in there and they were smart and they were saying, hey, with my sugar daddy, I do this, I do that, to basically make myself be okay once I get a certain age. And then you just had the bird brain chicks that, so thirsty and desperate that, of course, travel and handbag and some cash is going to be a lot to them. So I was like scrolling through TikTok and then I got on Instagram, of course, and I seen Prince Donnell. And Prince Donnell made this reel on Instagram. And for some reason, my reel's not working. I haven't posted a reel because my reel's not working. Like, it won't let me, like, share. So I had to hit up Instagram's account, the help center. Like, yo, my reels, I can't post reels. And that's important to me because I need to post reels. Anyway, so Prince Donnell posted a real. Now, if you don't know who Prince Donnell is, he is Dana Chanel's husband. If you don't know who Dana Chanel is, she owns this company called Curl Bible. And her company, her husband own Jumpin' Jack Tax, which is basically a franchise, a tax franchise in Philadelphia. And if you're looking to start a business, they basically help you start a Jumpin' Jack Tax office in wherever you are. Okay. She was also classified as a scammer at some point because a lot of people were saying that they were signing up to be a part of this program where she was, creating entrepreneurs and online business owners, and she was actually taking money from these people. But I think a lot of these people didn't understand the dynamics of business to begin with, and also that Dana and her husband were really bad at like customer service and shit. So it created a problem, and people was really dragging their ass for a long time. So they came up with this good ass marketing scheme, and now they're posting reels and shit. Not scheme, sorry. They came up with this good marketing plan. I said scheme. Sorry, good marketing plan where now they're posting all of these very entertaining reels all over their social media platforms, and they're so good. Like whoever wrote this stuff, they did it for social media people, and it fits perfectly. And so you could tell they're working with someone who does social media stuff. And I remember Prince Donnell had removed himself from social media for a couple of months. He stopped posting for about 3 or 4 months. And I think this is what he decided to do. He decided to just watch social media and see, how he could come back and improve. And I think that's a good plan. Like if you're really trying to, be a influencer, or if you really try to get more people to buy your products and your services, you gotta be a social media type of person. And it's hard to be a social media type of person when you like kind of introverted and you're working a lot. I tell you guys all the time I have a difficulty. And so anyway, he did a reel, and he said to the fellas, it was for men. He was saying, fellas, when you go into these women's DMs, basically look through her timeline and see, is she wifey material or is she for the streets? Now, at the same time, simultaneously, as I'm looking at this video, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is an interesting concept. This is an interesting thing that men need to start factoring in before they go in the DMs. Meanwhile, I'm looking at my Facebook Messenger. So in my Facebook Messenger, this dude is like, why is your OnlyFans PG-13? And I was like, I don't know why I have to keep telling guys that want to sleep with me and be on my OnlyFans this, but I'm going to say this one more time. My content is not for no broke dusties that want to just see a whole bunch of free stuff and don't want to kick out no money, right? I have premium content and I have regular content. Like if you go to my OnlyFans and you pay $10.99, it's some $10.99 content up there for you. It's sexy pictures up there. It's not really nudes or anything. It's just regular $10.99 content where I'm like in lingerie, I'm sexy, I might be topless covering my breasts or something like that. I'm not revealing too much. Then I got premium content, and that's a whole nother story. That costs that's a whole nother situation, right? So I'm saying in there, listen, I had 100 new dudes, subscribe to my OnlyFans on Valentine's Day because I was doing a month free trial. And out of those 100 dudes, only 50 of them pay for premium content. And when I'm talking about premium content, I send the premium content to their messages, and they have to pay a certain fee in order to see whatever I send to them day to day. So sometimes I'll send a picture that might be $25, or I might send a picture that's 50, or I might send a picture that's 75, or I might take a specific request. They want me to do something specific in a video or a picture, so I charge for that as well, right? So I'm saying to the dude that hit me up on Facebook when he's talking about I got PG-13 content, I'm like, listen, if you're not an alpha dog showing me where the cash at, you're not going to see what you're looking for. If you're looking for something sexier than what I got up there, then you're not going to see. You know what I'm saying? Like what I think you want to see. And I have to tell men this all of the time. I departmentalize stuff. Like I'm not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of woman that you can get onto any free porn site and just type in my name and there's a shit ton of porn there. No, because that's not who I am. I'm not a porn star, right? So I'm saying to this man, like, there's some level of exclusivity to me that not every average man is gonna see. You gotta be like on another level to be able to see it. And you gotta be able to pay for it. So this is when I started thinking to myself, am I for the streets or am I wifey material? Right. Now the reason why this shit's funny is because I haven't looked at myself as wifey material since I was like in my early 20s, you know? And then I think maybe in my mid 40s, I started thinking about maybe marriage was something that I wanted to do. And then I met my son's father and I was like, yo, I'm spiritually connected to this dude. I can be this dude, spiritual wife. If I ever get married, and I doubt very seriously if I do, I would not be a traditional wife. I don't do anything traditional. I've never done anything traditional. And it doesn't even have anything to do with my sexuality. And then I started thinking, well, if I'm thinking to myself, am I for the streets or am I wifey material? Hey, Drea, if I'm for the streets or if I'm wifey material, then I wonder what men think when they look at me. Now, this created a whole nother thought process in my mind. And I started thinking about Mr. Kitten Heels, Kevin Samuels himself. Now, let me tell you why I thought about this, dude. First of all, this girl came into my comment section and called that nigga Mr. Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity. I died on this. I laughed so hard. I said, Mr. Tooty Fruity. No, Mr. Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity. I was like, girl, you hella dumb. So anyway, I started thinking about Kevin Samuels and how he measures women. He tells women they have to have a specific dress size, they have to be a certain age, they have to look a certain way in order to get a specific type of man. And everybody's response to that, when they started hearing that this is what he was doing and saying to women, everyone's response to that was, listen, each man is different. You can't speak for all six-figure men. Like if a woman wants a six-figure man, she has to be this. And other men were saying, no, you cannot speak for all six-figure men. Because some men just want, certain things. Not every six-figure man is attractive himself. So, you know, every man is different. And this led me to think about how selective men are when it comes to the woman that they love. Because it's times I've seen men and they be so fine, and I look at their girlfriend and I be dumbfounded. I'd be dumbfounded, like, this is your wife? She is busted. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your wife? Are you kidding me? Like, this is your wife? It's times I look at that and thought that. And then there's times where I've been counseling men and they've been married and they show me their wife and I'm like, oh, your wife is gorgeous. And then they show me their side chick and I'd be like, you cheating on your wife with this shit? What are you doing? Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? This is when I realized that men don't have a monolithic, general, quote unquote, wifey material. See, a lot of women have like this recipe, especially the hypergamy gurus when they get on and they try to tell women how they can be wives and girlfriends, and this is what they got to do in order to get men. They got to rub his ego, and they got to not use profanity, and they got to dress like a motherfucking librarian, a church girl, or some shit like that. They got to do specific things in order to get a specific reaction out of a specific man. When really at the end of the day, it isn't really about that. It's more of you choosing a man who has a decent character. You're not going to have to jump through hoops to get a good man to be a good man because he's just a good man. You feel what I'm saying? So you don't have to do all of these. you know, manipulation tactics and all of these different things just to get men to be who they are. You would only have to do that to somebody who's damaged, who is playing games anyway, to try to get them to discontinue playing games. So, wife material is in the eye of the beholder, basically. Each man has a different definition of what wifey material is. I do think that there's like a general basis, like she can't be a cheater, she can't have slept with my homeboys, you know what I'm saying? She can't be busting it wide open, at the strip club, whatever. But then you got strippers out there and porn stars out there who are married. Think about that. So each man has a different definition of what he think is a woman is for the streets versus the woman that's wifey material. Every man is different. So while women out here hurting themselves, pretending like they wifey material, and the way that women pretend like they're wifey material is by hiding their sexuality. Women love hiding their sexuality because they know that in a patriarchal system, patriarchal oppression system, we have to wear a leash. There's this leash that men put on women that keeps us subservient. And if we step out of that leash or try to get out of that leash, we're classified as you know, the bitches, the whores, the whatever. Like if we step outside of that little box of what men who, believe so much in patriarchy, what they are programmed to believe in, we are not what they programmed to be and are under the influence of sexism and misogyny like they are. We're not going to be classified as wife material. Now, they don't just do this to women who have are comfortable with their sexuality. They do this with intellectual women. They do this with wealthy women. They do this with women who might have physical strength. They do this with a woman that is doing something other than just sitting there looking pretty. If you decide to be anything other than a woman that just know how to be quiet and take care of her body, if you step out of that, then you consider damaged goods. And it's weird to me that a lot of women, just in our natural state, the average woman is not inside of that box. Like those unrealistic expectations that men have on women, most of us aren't inside of that box. But most women pretend to be inside of that box. And as long as a woman is sitting there pretending to be inside of that box, she will be classified as wife material until this man realizes who she truly is. And a lot of times men don't even realize who a woman truly is until after he done been with her for a while. Because a lot of women pretend. Men do it too. Hey, BB. Men do it too. Pretending that they're husband material. I tell women all the time, the average man, out of 10 men that you meet, let's say, for instance, you go on a date every day for the next 3 months with a different guy. Out of all of those men you dated in that 90 days, only 2 of them will probably be husband material and fit you specifically. Because in your mind, you have a definition of what you want your husband to be. Your definition of your husband is different from my definition of what husband would be. Now, when we're talking generally, when we're talking about being inside of that box, I don't fit inside that box at all. I don't fit inside of that box. I used to try to fit inside of that box so hard. I wanted to be inside that box. I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to cook. I'm going to clean. I'm going to pray. I'm going to dress the part. I'm going to talk this way and talk that way. Man, when they started knocking me upside my head, I was like, I don't think that this is I don't think this is going to be it for me. And I just couldn't take it. Now, I'm not saying that all men will knock you upside your head, but they do speak to you in a condescending manner at some point. If trying so hard and so desperate to be that, that wifey material. Because men can smell your desperation. You know that, right? Men prey off your desperation. They're like wolves and shit. If they see you in a weak moment, they come praying for you. So if you're desperate to be married and you're trying to do what you need to do in order for a guy to like you or a guy to want to marry you, they pick up on that. They pick up on that. And a lot of them get disrespectful. A lot of them get ugly. So what I did notice about men as well that I wanted to say was when I do counseling and I see these men with these beautiful wives and they end up cheating on these beautiful wives with women that they classify as quote unquote trash, or their wife will look at it and be like, you cheated on me with this trash. I'm thinking that maybe the trash is the chicks that's in the streets. Define a woman that's in the streets. If you could think of a woman that's in the streets, what would she be? One of the city girls? Meg Thee Stallion? Cardi B? Definitely Cardi B, right? But Cardi B married. If Cardi B is classified as a woman that's for the streets, she was in a gang, she was a blood, she was a stripper, she was a prostitute, she was on Love and Hip Hop, she was a reality star, and a lot of people think reality stars are for the streets. So Cardi B is all things for the streets and still ended up with a husband. That lets you know, for every woman that's in the streets, there's a man out there that want her. Trust me. And for every woman that claims that she's wifey material, it's a man out there that want her too. And we have to stop putting so much pressure on women to be a specific thing. You don't want to be a specific thing to get a variety of men. It's not gonna put you in a better position to find the person that's for you easier if you're pretending to be something that you're not, or you're following these specific guidelines in order to get the man that you want. That's not how that works. That's not how love works at all. Just because you get more men to be interested in you doesn't mean you're going to find the right man for you. The right man comes in your life when it's time to. That's the universe working for you. You know how relationships last? Let me tell you how relationships last. Number one, you so confident in your damn self, like who you are as a woman, even your flaws. Like you got flaws. It's men out there that might look at your flaws and be utterly disgusted. This is how it is. But you got flaws that a man and you want a man that you love to like about you and appreciate about you. You got it. You know what I mean? Be confident in that shit. Be confident in who you are and make sure you a better version of yourself every day. So when this man does come along, you perfect for him. That's how that works. You can't just go running around here being what you think wifey material is to a whole bunch of guys just so you can get the attraction of a whole bunch of guys, because you're not trying to marry a whole bunch of guys. You're trying to marry one guy who's unique and for you. And when he comes, the universe is going to bring him to you. You have to relax and put yourself in a receiving mode in order to get that. And in order for you to get into a receiving mode, you have to be 100% confident in who you are. Learn your lessons. Learn how to be a good woman first. And I promise you, the universe just bring it to you. Every time it's women out here that's just searching. They're searching and they're praying and they're looking and they're hoping. And they're out here just with binoculars on and shit in the middle of the night, looking through windows and shit and cars and going through dudes' phones and damn following them all over the place and putting apps on their phone to make sure they know where they done drove to and checking the mileage on their car and all this fuck shit. You got to do all that. That man wasn't meant for you to begin with. Our lives are not a romantic comedy. This is not like, you can't look at shit like, what's the movie with the Malcolm and Marie? What's the other movie with the couple that was like running from the police? I think one of them killed one of the police, and they ran. I forgot the name of that movie. That's not this movie either. Life is not that movie. Life is not a Tyler Perry film or play. These relationships you're getting in, even the social media couples that you see, they showing you their highlight reel. They're not showing you the tough times that they have. Not even close. Like there's this influencer that just passed away over the pandemic. She was murdered. And she was like a travel influencer. She just got married to her boyfriend. And before she became a travel influencer, she was working at this bar called Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is like a Hooters, but a more high end Hooters. And the girls are prettier and they're usually dressed, a lot better. It's just a high end Hooters. And so she worked there first, and then she met, her husband, and her husband used to travel around for his job. And so once she started dating him, she started getting tired of having to, sell her time, and she decided to start working for MLM. And I forgot the name. I think it was called Monette, I think is the name of the products that she was doing. It's, a multi-level marketing company. You know how a multi-level marketing company is built. You actually make more money by how many people you can sign up. Not even really how many products that you sell. Yeah, they have products and shit, but usually the way that you make more money is you get to the top of the pyramid, basically. And so she was making money and she was doing well for herself. She ended up getting married and they found her body like on the side of the road, and she was clean. She had been clean. She was naked. She had been cleaned. And the guys that found her body thought she was a mannequin because she was so clean. She was so, just well put together. And that's just how they found her body. And everybody thinks that her husband did it. But here's the thing. All over her social media, you saw her and her husband just all lovey-dovey, kissy-poo videos of him spinning her around and the bay by the ocean and, having a good time and all of these different places. They went to Colorado and went off, all around the world together. They traveled together. And you would look at their relationship and think that shit was so perfect. So perfect. And now her body is laying in the side of the road and her friends are telling the police that them two were having issues and she was about to file for divorce. And she was dating this celebrity rapper. So her and her husband had been separated for some time. And it was right around Thanksgiving when she disappeared. And Thanksgiving, she went and, went to family functions without him. And everybody was like, why are you at Thanksgiving dinner and blah, blah, blah without your husband? So when you look at the lives of these people inside of these relationships and these marriages, and it looks so perfect on social media. I don't care if it's Facebook, Instagram, even YouTube couples. A lot of times we'll look at these people and think that this is what it's supposed to be. This is real. No, it's entertainment. It's entertainment. It's for them to get an extra dollar. It's something that goes along with their job. Being a content creator is a job. And a lot of times people don't even realize this. You see couples that had these fancy dancy weddings. They're not having a fancy dancy wedding for themselves for the most part. They're usually trying to appease everybody around them. They're trying to make sure they get the best picture to post on social media to get the likes and the views from the videos from their wedding. You see the black love photos and you're like, oh, this couple's going to stay together forever. No, you're seeing people's highlight reels and you're expecting your relationship to be that way. When you see the stories, you hear the stories about how two people met, how they loved each other forever. You think about your grandparents and how your grandparents stayed married for 50 years, 60 years. When your grandparents met, they grew up in a different time and era. And they had a different set of standards and boundaries around them that required them to be together out of obligation. And nowadays, people don't have that obligation anymore. They don't have to stay married to you because divorce isn't as frowned upon as it used to be. People used to never get divorced because they didn't want to be judged. So they stayed together through stuff. Wasn't because they felt like it was a healthy marriage, but because they had to be together out of obligation. Your grandparents, when you see your grandmother and your grandfather and they've been together for X amount of time, a lot of times somebody was cheating. 9 times out of 10, your grandfather. Your grandmother sweep that shit right under the rug. Y'all even know. Married women do that. That's the one thing that a lot of older married women didn't teach a lot of other married women. They didn't teach their daughters and their granddaughters this stuff. Like, oh yeah, your grandfather was a straight trip. I stayed with him because blah 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 blah. There's couples out there, man. I got a couple I know. I know since I was a kid, they've been married. I used to think they were so perfect. Then a friend of mine came and stayed with them for a couple of years. And the friend of mine was like, you know, he be beating her? He be beating her. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. She was like, yeah. They be fighting all the time. He be slapping her around. But you look at them and you never see in a million years they do that. Do that. Nowadays, in modern day dating culture, when it's time for you to classify yourself as for the streets or wifey material, one thing you really have to understand is that how you view yourself ain't going to be how your man view you or how other men view you. And the way that they have this general definition of what women should be with whatever that is, that's not who you have to be to get the man that's designed for you. And no matter how hard you try, or no matter how hard you work out or change yourself or pray or whatever to become what you think the man you want to be with wants you to be, at the end of the day, the man that's right for you, 9 times out of 10, he just gonna want you to be yourself. That's the woman who you need to be in order for you to be wifey material. Not this general definition that society and the public has created for you. That's not gonna work. That's other people's fantasies. That's other people's whims, not yours. And I see so many women just so pressed to be married, and that's fine. And men, I said this yesterday when I was doing a live stream. Men don't look at marriage the same way women do. They don't, because a lot of men feel like they're gonna lose. A lot of men feel like so superficial when it comes to them defining what wife should be. A lot of men feel like they have so many choices. Like I made that Kevin Samuels video yesterday on TikTok where I was talking about a lot of these dusties think they have options when they don't, but they think they do because they've been listening to this nigga talk about high value men. And now these dusties think they high value men and they start judging all these women around them. Well, really, a lot of these women that men are looking at who might be chubby, might have kids. She might be broke right now. You know, life is ups and downs. Like I said before, I'm wealthy now, but there was a time I was homeless. So men know this. Men know life is ups and downs. Men know that sometimes they got money and sometimes they don't. You know what I mean? Especially if they're an average person. Like my definition of broke might be different from another person's definition of broke because I'm in another tax bracket. But usually the average man is making about $30,000 to $60,000 a year, so he's broke often. The average woman is like that as well. So if you're a man and you're looking for wifey material and you're like, oh, I can't date a broke woman, but you broke yourself, you're not in the 1%. You're not even making over $200,000 a year. But you're looking out into the world like, my wife material has to be doing such and such and such. It's men out there actually doing that and missing out on good ass women. But God got something for them too. Because what's going to end up happening is the woman that they supposed to marry ain't even going to be none of the things that they was thinking. That's usually how it works. When you fall in love with somebody, you fall in love with the last person you thought you would. You got your eye on one person, and you like, I gotta be with this one person right here. Like, I gotta be with this dude, or I gotta be with this girl. And next thing you know, you meet somebody that was walking across the street where you and this person was having a a date, and you end up with the person that was walking across the street and y'all had married and had kids. Y'all get married and had kids. So it's not like what people think. There's no set rules to who's wife material and who isn't. Everybody has something appealing about them. Now you got people that need to work on themselves. Don't get it twisted, because I say all the time, work on yourself. Work on being the best version of yourself you can be. And I promise you, when you start doing that, that's when you start attracting the right person. If you still sitting here and you like, I haven't attracted the right guy, or I haven't attracted the right woman. Okay, do some self-evaluation and try to figure out why you haven't. A lot of times the reason why you haven't has something to do with fear, because a lot of people scared that they not wife material or they not husband material. So they didn't even put themselves out there. They think the person that they love just gonna fall into their lap. You gotta go outside. You do realize right? You do have to take the step to go outside and actually date. I say this to Mark all the time. Y'all I really gotta start dating. Really, like I do not take that shit serious, and that's the problem. That's the problem with me. Like I have a serious commitment issue that I'm trying to work on, because I don't be taking guys serious. I don't be taking guys serious, and the reason why I don't take guys serious, I think, has to do with when I was taking, guys serious, they wasn't taking me serious. So now it's like when I meet one, I'd be like, you taking your ass serious. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? What I look like. Listen, falling in love was hard for me anyway. Like it's been difficult for me to fall in love. But now it's really hard. Like it's so difficult. And I think the main thing that's making it harder for me to get, like I'm not playing hard to get. I am hard to get. And the reason why I am hard to get, and I guess I think a lot of people think that being hard to get is what makes you wife material. Nah, because somebody's still gonna think you for the streets. Like I don't have sex, right? I don't even damn, I ain't had sex since June, right? And I was engaged right after that to the guy I had sex, and I know him since 7th grade. That's the last time I had sex. So, but a lot of men will look at me and see that I'm doing the OnlyFans and classify me as for the streets, even though I ain't done shit. You know what I'm saying? Even with my daughter's father. Hold up. Not my daughter's father. I always mix my daughter's father with priest. My son's father. When I was with him, I was just with him and that's it. Before him, man, I hadn't been in a relationship in fucking, oh my God, it's been like 8 years. Like 8 years. Like I know how to be single. I'm not afraid to lose a man. And so that's what's making me hard to get, because men are trying to get at me. Men try to get at me all the time. I just be like, eh. Like I just be like, I don't know. It takes so much more than what I feel like men are offering me. And it's not, I don't need a man's money. I don't need him to make all of these promises. I don't need him to, tell me he will take me this place and take me that place. Once you get to that dangerous level of confidence where you're looking for something specific, it's easy for you to say no. Recently, I made a mistake with a guy, and I think I told this story. I was telling somebody this story on Facebook earlier. Like, no, not today, but like yesterday. I was telling her the story. And I was talking about how I needed to take dating serious. And she said, matter of fact, it's on my Facebook page. I put up a picture of me. Y'all seen the picture? If you haven't seen the picture, it's on my community tab too. It's a picture of me sitting on the bed. I just came from somewhere, so I was dressed up. I had on a yellow dress and I had on some high heels. And so I got in the bed, crossed my legs, and then turned on Netflix and I took a picture. And I posted the picture up and I was like, I really got to start taking dating serious so I can start having somebody to Netflix and chill with. And one of my girlfriends came in the comment section because I posted it on Facebook. She said, yes, you do really need to start taking dating serious, because you don't. I said, well, I just I can't take men serious. Like I just can't. And I told her the story about the last guy that I dated where he kept doing his hot and cold shit. He was like, I like you, He would flirt with me, call me beautiful, tell me how sexy I was, talk about wanting to be with me one minute, talk about how much he wanted all of me and all this shit. And the next minute, he talked about just being friends. He'd be like real cold and standoffish and shit. And he been saying this for like months. So I was like, all right, I got something for his ass. Because I started to feel like he was playing games. So I hit him up. We talking. I'm like, what's up, friend? He's like, how you doing? Platonic friend. How you living? I said, what's up? He's like, oh, I'm chilling. Next day, I hit him up. I said, hey, so I know we friends and everything. I think I'm gonna like this platonic friendship. Can you introduce me to like one of your homies or your coworkers or something? Cause I want a date. You feel me? I gotta get out. I gotta see California. I'm trying to see the Bay. I need somebody to go out with. This nigga got so mad at me. Hey, Miss Keys. This nigga got so mad at me. He was so upset. He was like so lit. He got so fucking mad at me. And I was like, how you mad at me? You told me you just wanted to be friends. Now you mad at me because I'm asking you to introduce me to somebody? Why would you tell me you want to just be friends if you don't want to just be friends with me? And if you want to just be friends with me, then you wouldn't mind introducing me to one of your homies. You wouldn't care. You would just hook me up. You feel what I'm saying? Because your homie would be benefiting. Your coworker would be benefiting. You know what I mean? It ain't like it's gonna be a useless situation. I think what he wasn't used to, because he's a very attractive man, what he wasn't used to was a woman just be like, oh, you don't want to fuck with me? Okay. You got to know who you're dealing with, because I'm the type of woman, I have options just like you do, baby. So if a man comes to me and he think he's so fine, he got all these women chasing him, I'm going let him know, like, I got men chasing me. So I'm gonna treat you like you treat me. So if I come to you and I tell you, listen, I want to take you serious, and you playing games, I'm gonna match your energy because I'm not afraid to lose you. And when women get that way, when we get to a point where we're not afraid to lose a man, it gets scary for them. Their insecurity will come all the way out. You are dangerous to men when they know that you can confidently walk away with them, away from them, and live your best life, whether he around or not, and you keep your power. Too many women feel comfortable with giving men their power. Too many women feel that. And too many women are sitting here trying to be wife material so bad. They want to learn how to bake. They out here. I'm a high value woman. That's all they talk about. I'm a high value woman and I'm looking for a provider. I'm going to talk this way and act this way and do, this specific thing. And I'm going to give me a good man. Okay. What's going to happen when you start being you, yourself, and not this pretend person that you've been sitting here being to manipulate a man to put a ring on your finger? Then what? Then what you gonna do? A lot of people ask me, do I take it personal when Kevin Samuels tells women that they aren't good enough for certain men? And it's not that I take it personal. I just feel like none of us, as dating experts or life coaches or relationship, advice people, none of us are in a position to be able to tell you to lower a standard, number one, or number two, tell you that you're not beautiful or you're not enough for someone. I think as a person who gives advice, that's the worst thing that you could do. Like, I could be realistic with you all day and tell you what I think you should do, but never to the degree of, oh, make you feel bad about yourself. I'm supposed to uplift you. He did. I think Miss Keys, I think he wanted me at his convenience. Alicia, I know, right? This high value shit is getting. Listen, I somebody asked me, did I feel like I was the female Kevin Samuels? I thought that shit was so fucking hilarious. I was like, first of all, nigga. fucking dust bunny. I am nothing like Kevin Samuels. Cause men keep saying that. They say that to me on TikTok all the time. You just like him. Cause you putting us down. And you just like you complaining, you just like him. No, I'm not. I'm not. Just because I call you a dusty doesn't mean I I'm like Kevin Samuels. What I'm telling you is that I don't want to generalize men. So I have to call y'all something to separate the two. So I gotta say alpha or beta. You putting us down. Oh, so you a high value woman? I'll be like, listen, if that's what you want to call me, shit, I'm beautiful, I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, emotionally, mentally. I'm doing my thing. I still need a lot of work. I'm flawed. So is Kevin Samuels though. So, but no, I don't classify myself as anything other than the best version of myself I could be. Now, when I'm talking to other people, I got to classify myself as something, and that's usually kind of complicated. So I do call myself a quality woman, or if I'm talking to other women and I say, hey, this is what high value women do. High value women do X, Y, and Z. They don't do this other shit y'all talk about. Because for some reason, what I see a lot of women claiming that high value women do is use men for money. To them, in their mind, a high value woman is a woman who is looking for a provider, and she has this specific lifestyle she want to live, and a man is going to provide that for her. So what I'm trying to explain to these women is like, no, a high value woman is a woman who goes out there and makes her own bread. Yeah, she could get money from men, but it's an enhancement. It's not her, main, you know, steak and potatoes, basically. But yeah, when somebody said that shit to me, I was like, I'm not no Kevin Samuels. No, I'm not the Kevin Samuels rebuttal. Okay, like I'm good. I have wealth and everything, but I'm not. I don't do that image consultant like facade, like put on a tap dance show thing. No. Okay, I like luxury things. I like to do certain things, but nah, 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 nah. I'm not teaching women that. I'm not teaching women that I don't know, the level up thing. I just don't teach how they teach. And that sometimes I feel like that's why I don't have like a shit ton of women watching me, because women want to be fed a dream. They want to be fed a dream. And so you have a lot of female content creators that's out here doing that. Feeding the dream. I'm just not doing that. I don't want to do that. I want to teach the real. Sugar daddies, I said the sugar babies was mad at me earlier because I was like, bitch, what you gonna do when your pussy drop and your titty sag? Then what you gonna do? Then what's gonna happen? Uh, Alicia, he does. I bet he does. Somebody said to me that he, number one, had a bad relationship with his daughter. The spiritual, what's that lady name? Spiritual whistleblower. Spiritual whistleblower. She has a YouTube channel, but I met her, but I found out about her on Instagram. And when I first seen her, she was talking about Kevin Samuels doing some stuff like kind of how um that Weinstein dude do. Inside her video, she was saying Kevin Samuels is about to be exposed as like a Harvey Weinstein. And I was like, that don't sound right to me, because number one, Kevin Samuels don't have that level of celebrity. I didn't understand, but the spiritual whistleblower chick was saying that shit. She was saying he got skeletons. 3 females already got shot by betas over stimulus money. Exactly. I meant to talk about that. I'm probably going to talk about that tomorrow, where this woman, the father of her child, wanted a piece of hers. He wanted her entire stimulus check. And so she was like, I'm not giving you all my stimulus check. I think it was in Indianapolis. And she was like, well, I give you 450. And he want 450. And that nigga left and came back to get the money. And his baby mother brother was like, you're not getting the money. And he ended up shooting all her family, killing all her 4 people in her family, wounded her, and then took the daughter. And the daughter was missing for a little while. I'm not sure they found her, but when I heard about this story, I was like, this nigga killed her. 4 people over a stimulus check? Like, what the fuck is wrong? 4 people over a stimulus check? Come on, man. That lets you know the level of desperation people have as far as money goes. I think one of the things that the government needs to do is provide 2 things. If they don't provide shit else, 2 things. Number 1, financial literacy classes. Like like this needs to be important because I feel like the powers that be don't want to teach people financial literacy because they want to stay inside of the 1%. It doesn't make any sense that all this money that's flowing through this world, that only 1% of the United States, the people that's the side of the United States, are the ones that are wealthy. 1%? That's a fucking shame. Out of all, that just means that most people don't know shit about money. I think that's why people, like, women be so, like, just starry-eyed about a man who has money because they themselves don't understand financial literacy. Once you get it, you like, oh, this is easy. this gonna take this gonna take a second. Like, I post my credit score. My credit score has improved tremendously within the past 3 months because I finally started working on it within the past 3 months. Like, before that, I was like, yeah, I gotta work on it. Yeah, I gotta work on it. Yeah, I didn't finally start working on it until 3 months ago. So I'm at like 652. All of my credit scores are like 650. And there was a time where I was like at a 530. So what I'm trying to do is get them all to 850. Now, once you learn how to do that, you got money. Once you learn financial literacy. So I just think that the government should start passing these type of classes out. How you make money, how you keep money, how you grow money, how you be stable. These are all things that we should be taught in high school and middle school. I took an economics class in high school. So I think that's why a lot of the things I know because of what I did in high school, like my child development classes. I took those in school, in high school, and in college. So I think because of that is why I know how to do a lot of stuff. Like, I took a cooking class. I took computer classes. I was taking a lot of the classes that people, like, they put on the side as electives. You know what I mean? Like, in high school, they put a certain level of certain types of classes, like the cooking classes and the computer classes, typing classes, and economic classes and shit. Those are classes that you can choose to take or not take. But I feel like what they should be teaching you at school is not all this bullshit history lessons and shit about stuff that happened. Teach people how to live and survive in this economy and teach them about business. That's what people need to learn. And fucking sexual education. That's what needs to be taught to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want your kids to learn sexual education from the school, then teach them yourself. You know, $1,600 checks already out. Beta's losing their mind. I know, right? Losing their whole mind. I didn't get a check. I didn't get the first two. We on check 4, right? I ain't get none of them. Let me explain to you why I ain't get none of them. Number one, if you make over $80,000 a year, you don't get them. That's number one. Okay. Number two, I'm having an IRS issue right now. I didn't even get my tax return. I didn't get my tax return last year. And I finally made an appointment with the IRS. And in California, you have to make an appointment to go to the office. You can't just show up there because they got the police there and they turn your ass back around. So my appointment is May 7th. I got to go in there and prove I'm Soncerae Smith because somebody decided that they wanted to try to steal my identity. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. That is a trip. But anyway, so I gotta fix that. Um, D-Lynn, even with sex education, let's talk about sex education. When we learned sex education in high school, when we were like 16, they should have been got to start teaching us shit in 7th grade. And it needs to be something that you learn every year. Because it's not just like things change with time as far as sexuality goes. Sexuality evolves just like everything else. people start doing more stuff and all types of stuff. These kids need to learn early. You can't just take a sex ed class for a semester and think it's going to stop these kids from having sex with each other. It needs to be something that's pumped in their head over and over and over and over again so they can start using protection. When you learn that type of stuff young, you grow up different. You grow up and make better decisions as an adult. You can't expect what a semester is like 3 months, right? That's it. 3 months in 1 year out of all of the years that these kids living. What 1 year you're gonna teach them? I mean, 3 months in a whole school year, you gonna teach them sex education? I'm telling you, sex education, money, and business are the three things that everybody needs to learn. You know, like I didn't even know how stuff like going to go get your driver's license and all those things. Those are things, driving school. The stuff that we do on the side is the stuff that needs to be the main stuff that we was taught. Think about that. Think about all of the stuff you learned on the side in high school. They was teaching you shit like social studies. Who gives a fuck about social studies? Physics, biology, all of these different types of things. And you're looking like, I hate school. I hate school. You know what I mean? They should have been teaching you how to live, man. That's what high school should be. Just teaching people how to function once they graduate from high school. Choir. you was still in the choir in high school. I think I dropped out of choir for high school. My daughter stayed until she graduated from high school, but I stopped in middle school. So it's like things that you doing that we did when we was young. I don't think that should help us. Majority of the people, like I said, for it to only be 1% of the population that's extremely filthy fucking rich. That says a lot about financial literacy. Financial literacy needs to be something that's taught to everybody. Because if it was, there would be no poor people. No one would be poor. No one would be homeless. The only reason why that stuff happens is because of people's financial illiteracy. Oh, I thought you were saying you was in the choir. You was My bad. Listen, when I was in high school, I sung. Now, I didn't sing in the school choir. I sung in church. Remember, I used to be a minister, so I started ministering at like 16. And I was singing in the church then too. So when you said choir, I'm thinking, oh, okay. You mean like at church? So yeah, I was a little church girl. Little church girl. Still getting into trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like I still was like, one thing about me is I have a level of balance. I'm wife material and I'm for the streets. I'm both. You feel me? Because I have balance. I'm not just one. I don't believe that. I believe that's a gray area. Some things not a gray area. Like remember I was talking yesterday where I said either you a high value man or you a dusty. It's like nowhere in between. It's no gray area. I think with a lot of men think, oh, a woman is either she for the streets or she wifey material. But then I throw that whole concept out the window once they meet me. And they be like, oh, I'm so confused. This bitch confuses me. Because my ass is the best of both worlds. Straight up. Christina, out in public, a dude bragging about eat his girl out for stimulus money. Oh, Lord. I seen a picture of a dude. Let me tell you something that was more feminine than that. That's so crusty. I seen a dude do something more feminine than that. That nigga was allowing Salt Bay to feed him meat. He had his head back like a fish and was allowing Salt Bay to feed him some meat. I said, so fucking gay. You was in band? What you play? I played the flute. I played the flute really good. I played the flute, the piano, and the guitar. I'm surprised I'm not like, sometimes my family, they're surprised, like my distant family, the family I don't talk to, they surprised I'm not a singer because I was a singer first. Like the stuff that I do now, oh, I was doing none of this at first. I was ministering, I was singing professionally, and I stopped singing. Like, I don't know, I think my alcohol problem, because I tell y'all I had a alcohol abuse problem for a little while. Drinking and smoking and shit and being on drugs, it kind of messed up my singing career. I would have had a better singing career. You know, I sing sometimes. Like I sing, like I did. When I first got back on social media, I had wrote this song for this producer, and I used my Animoji to do a music video for that song, and it's still on my YouTube channel. And I think people was thinking, I don't know what people was thinking, but when I seen in my comment section, is they were saying all types of mean stuff. I was like, wow, like people mean and mad about a song. He's a beta male hoe to be telling all that. I know that's too much. You don't go around in the streets telling people that what you do to your girl. But I guess it's jokes. You know what I mean? Like I tell stuff that people wouldn't usually tell. So I'm not gonna say, well, yeah, it's jokes. It's jokes. But I guess to me, he's saying he doing it for the check is what's making it weird. Um, yeah, I know I could have been so I could have been a songwriter. I was a songwriter after I decided I didn't want to sing. Because all of the record labels I was signed to, they wanted me to write. Like when I signed a Convict, right? I signed a Convict Music. And a lot of people, I heard somebody try to make it seem like, oh, she's lying about signing a Convict Music. That's stupid. Who would lie about that? Anyway, Convict Music. If you go to, I have a SoundCloud. I know that's shocking, but I have a SoundCloud. I have a SoundCloud, and on my SoundCloud is this song I did with this Convict Music artist. His name is Gypsy Stokes. And when I was signed to Convict, I wrote for Gypsy. He had other artists, so I would write the songs for the females that were signed to Convict and females that he was producing for, because Gypsy Stokes, his name is Gypsy Stokes, he was a producer at the time and he was singing on Convict Music too. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all remember this, but remember Dollar? He used to be signed to Convict. He was like a little light skinned guy with like braids. And he got killed at the mall. That's when I was signed to Convict Music. I was still signed to Convict Music when he died. So it was around that time. I can't even remember what year that was. That was such a long time ago. Like I have an interesting life. I have an interesting life. I remember there was a rumor spread that I used to sleep with Akon's brother. Akon had a brother named Boo. People used to always say I slept with Boo. I never slept with Boo. I don't know why people was saying that shit. I never slept with Boo. I wasn't really like, I don't know. I hung around all of them cut for like business reasons. But yo, being around them taught me a lot about men too. Because the way that they talked about girls, oh my God. Lord, they used to talk about girls all the time. They sit out and just like I'm not even there. I told you they used to treat me like I was one of them. They say shit like, don't fuck with that girl, man. She slept with this guy, that guy. You know, they talk about that. The men gossip. I keep trying to tell ladies, men gossip like shit. I would see men gossip just listening to them, just talk. Yeah, Dollar. You remember Dollar? He got killed at the mall. And I mean, he was like during that time, he was about to be like hella popular. Cause I remember the only artist that was popping on Convict like that, and a lot of people were signed to Convict Music. Akon was not like stingy when it came to stuff like that. He was signing people easy. So they had a lot of artists in Atlanta that was signed to Convict, but they it wasn't a lot of them that was popular. Around that time, the only one that was really popping like that was T-Pain. So you had T-Pain, Dollar was doing a little something, but most of the artists on the label, like Gypsy Stokes can sing like shit. Like I said, you go to my SoundCloud, you will hear the songs I did with Gypsy up there. And Gypsy, he had the most beautiful voice, man. Beautiful voice. But for some reason, he didn't fly off. And I think it's because Convict didn't put the energy behind them that they should have. You know? And before I signed to Convict, I was with Grand Hustle. Now, Grand Hustle, oh, that's a whole nother fucking conversation. That's a whole nother video, right? That's a whole nother goddamn live stream. But I started talking to y'all about that shit. Because it was around the time I was signed to signed to Grand Hustle. Rico Barrino was signed to Grand Hustle. I don't know if he's still signed. I doubt if he's still signed to Grand Hustle. But do you know who Rico Barrino is? Rico Barrino is Fantasia's brother. And he used to be signed to Grand Hustle. Hustle also had a group that I was writing for. That group was called Ecstasy. And it was two females that was rappers. And so around that time, the only people that was popping on Grand Hustle was Tip. Tip and Rico Marino had a little bit of pull. But Fantasia used to come to the studio all the time. She used to be in there all the time. Not just because of her brother, but she was like dating some. Who was the artist she was dating? She was dating somebody that was signed to Grand Hustle. I can't remember this nigga name. Um, what was his name? It wasn't Young Buck. It was some artist that everybody liked that was in Atlanta. He was signed to Grand Hustle. I cannot remember his name. And he was dating Fantasia. I cannot remember this. Y'all got the worst memory ever. D-Lin, you told so yeah, I did sleep with Boo. No, I did not sleep with Boo. First of all, I put a thin line between my business relationships and who I sleep with. Like, I don't do both. If I have a business relationship with you, I can't do both. So one of the things that I learned from the guys inside of that industry, working so closely with other rap artists and other, like singers and shit like that, was I need to keep my vagina to myself. Because the girls that was sleeping around, they wasn't taking their career serious. I needed these guys to take my career serious. They ain't gonna take my career serious if they sleeping with me. So no, I didn't sleep with Akon, didn't sleep with Boo, didn't sleep with Dollar, didn't sleep with nobody. I was like, I'm done. Listen, let's just work on this music, okay? Even with Rico Barrino, me and Rico Barrino were like talking. You know what I mean? We never slept together. Cause I had this rule. Like, I was just like, I ain't fucking with celebrities, man. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking with celebrities. And I don't want to deal with somebody that I'm working with. And me and Rico would sit down and we would like write together. Because writing was supposed to be like, that's probably what I should have just did. I should have just did it on a Neo type of tip where I just wrote a whole bunch of stuff until I got to a certain point where I was just writing for everybody and then became a singer. Um, yeah, Dollar he was about to be there. I can't even remember what made them shoot. It had something to do with some type of jealousy. It was something that had something to do with jealousy. And it stemmed from a beef from another day. It was weird. I can't even remember the exact story because I got a fucked up memory. But Dollar definitely would have. He would have made it if he wouldn't have got killed. He would have made it. Men gossip is why men won't take their stepson to the barber shop. That's so true. Was that listen, Lakeisha, was that you the other day? You was like, these men ain't taking their stepsons to the barbershop. That's why you saying that. Was that you? He thinks somebody at the shop hit that. Yeah, that's probably why you can't. Because kids repeat. Oh my God. My son repeats stuff now. He be saying, like, my daughter has this little raccoon she bought from Target. And it's from this game she played that has something to do with animals. And so it's this raccoon. Every time my son see that raccoon, so cute. And that's what he say. It's so cute. Because that's what my daughter say when she see my dog. Like, I got a Shih Tzu. I got a Shih Tzu. So anytime my daughter see the Shih Tzu, she be like, oh, he's so cute. So now, my son, every time he see that raccoon, he's so cute. So silly little boy. But he repeat everything I say. He repeat everything I say. It's so cute. See? It's so cute. He say it every time. My son is such a little, I don't know. I love him. I love him so much. I miss him. I want to go in the house and go talk to him. No, Rico wasn't cute. Rico was overweight. First of all, let me just get this out the way. And I think I said this before. I am a personality person. I don't really like guys that look really good. I used to be into personality. So if he was like good, really good to me, really sweet to me, I liked him. I like Rico because he was a sweetheart. He was so sweet. I like nice guys. I mean, genuinely nice guys. Like I like nice guys that are because I'm nice. You know what I mean? Like underneath all of this, rah rahness that I got, I'm such a sweetheart. So I like meeting guys who are like that. My daughter's father's like that. My daughter's father is a sweetheart. He's so sweet. He is so nice. He is so nice. People always be like, "How come y'all not together?" I don't know. We just not. We don't have a logical reason. We just never. I don't know. I don't know. We just not. I'm like, why y'all not together? Y'all seem so cool, and y'all always been so cool. I don't know. We just don't. We just don't. Like the. I think back to this whole thing I was talking about for the streets or wifey material. I think a lot of people look at me and they don't classify me as wife material because of my sex appeal. But I think that in some way in their mind they want to be with me, but they scared. Because every time we turn around and we go back to the conversation of why certain relationships didn't work out, like when I talk to my exes and stuff, and that usually I'm cool with all of my exes. Like if I'm not cool with an ex, he really fucked up really bad. Like he did some really screwed up shit. Because I'm usually just cool. They always be like, I was scared because you're a model and you so attractive to so many guys. I thought you was just gonna have sex with a whole bunch of guys. I was like, yo, I got self control, homie. Honestly, so you need girth. You need girth. Listen, I don't know what his penis. Listen, I told y'all I try to stay away from they pants. I don't know what his penis look like. I don't know what his penis looks like, but he is a sweetie. Just because, how does a person look like they got a little penis? Why does that even go together, Lakeisha? How does a guy look like? I don't know what that means. Because even if a guy has a big penis, he could not know how to use it. You know what's weird to me? Every time I come out here and do a live stream, it's always somebody in a car near me blasting their fucking music. It's somebody doing it right now, and they listening to Katy fucking Perry. And I'm like, where is this person? I don't even see them. But every time I come out here, do y'all hear it? Y'all gotta hear that. Cause it's loud as shit. anyway, anyway, I don't know. I think a lot of men who got a big penis don't know how to do it. Do you think Priest looked like he had a little penis? Lakeisha, have you seen my son's father? I don't know. I haven't posted a picture of him forever, of course, but he in my heartbreak playlist. If you haven't seen him, go look at my heartbreak playlist and tell me, does my son's father look like he got a little penis? Some of these chubby guys are still packing. I know. Listen, Christina. I'm trying to tell Lakeisha. I'm trying to tell you. They might look a little chubby, but they got something down here. They got something down here. Speaking of down here, so my ass is struggling, right? So this guy sent me a love kiss. Like, you know what love kiss is? He sent me a purple one. And I'm supposed to use it. Oh, I was struggling. I couldn't even get it in. I couldn't even get it in. That's how much I don't have sex. I was like, oh my God, I'm so little. And I really, every time I think about that, I think about that lyric in Cardi B song, Park Your Big Mac in My Little Garage. Park my Big Mac truck in your little garage. My shit little as shit. I don't know how it got so small. I personally don't mind little ones because mine is little. You understand? Priest looks like he got a decent package. Don't looks could be fucking deceiving. Looks can be fucking deceiving. Listen, he had an average regular old. It was not like no. It wasn't like you'd be like, well, okay, that's enough. It wasn't even. I don't even want to say that it was enough. It was just an average one. It wasn't like super huge, or it wasn't even like close to being super huge. Between us on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super huge, one being little, it was probably a 6. Yep, a 6. But he could listen if he knew how to make love, like if he knew how to do like foreplay, then possibly he could have been better. But he wasn't. He like sucked with foreplay too. So if he, men can measure it out. They can balance it out if they have a small one or if they have one that's not that big. That's just average. If they know how to like kiss and do body kisses and rub things right, and, know how to prepare a body. Because really, all sex is about for women is you got to know how to prepare the body first before you start banging it. You know, the old regular old 5 inch sounds like what? The old regular old five. What are you trying to say? I don't understand that. But yeah, I think small ones are okay with me because I'm little. I'm little down there. I'm not even gonna front. I know I don't know what a good one is supposed to feel like or look like as far as women go. Like how men be like, oh, she got that good, she got that wet wet. What makes it a good one? Cause I don't know. I don't fuck it. So it's just like what how am I supposed to know whether it's good or not? You know? All I know is it's little and I don't like to stick stuff in it. Like I'm not a toy type of person. So for somebody to be sending me one asking me to use it, like I pay you X amount of dollars for you to use it. If you show me that you're using it, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Like this is not, it's unusual for me because I don't usually do toys. Miss Love, thank you. Yes. Yes. When you gasping for air. She said he had a 6 inch, not a 5 inch. I'm not saying he got a 6 inch or a 5 inch. I'm saying between a scale of 1 to 10, he was a 5 or a 6. As far as whether it was big or little, not inches wise, but if the biggest penis is 10 and the littlest one is 1, he a 5 or 6. And honestly, a good one is like a couple of inches long, but it's thick. If you got a long one and it's skinny, it feel wrong too. It has to be long and fat, right? Because I mean, that's what I think. I think it would have to be long and fat. It can't be long and skinny. Like that shit probably hurt. And that's what that love kiss look like. It's thick. I don't know if y'all know what love kiss is, but go Google love kiss. And you'll see they have like the toys where it can vibrate or it can go up and down for you. And to me, that's uncomfortable across the board because I don't like sticking stuff. And I know plenty of women love it, but it's kind of skinny. Like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's too skinny. It's no girth. There needs to be some type of girth, I think, for women to really like it. Yeah, long and thick. Long and skinny is goofy. I don't see. It reminds me of a corn dog. Like nobody want that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Nobody want that. But I know for me, it has to be love making, some type of something. Because I can't. I don't. I'm demisexual. I have to love you. You know what I mean? I can't just do it. And I kind of wish I could. I kind of wish I was that woman that could go out there and just not catch feels and do whatever. I'm definitely getting. You know what's funny? If I wanted to sit on my son's father's face, I could have. But he tried to make it seem like I must not, have my shit together down there. And I wonder why men always, and women do this too, when they break up with somebody, how come they go to is, oh, they got a little penis. Oh, they have vaginal odor. Why is that always everybody's go-to? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not telling you Priest got a little one because I'm mad. I'm telling you he literally got a little one. I'm not even a little one. It's just average. But I mean, I guess Sedonia liked it. She was like still sleeping with him when I was with him without them telling me. So she liked that shit. Me and him had problems in bed so much. Like we liked doing stuff. We like going out and being together and hanging out. We didn't really like sex like that. That's why I'm surprised I got a son by the dude. Cause we didn't really do it like that. Like we wasn't the couple that was like, oh, we gotta sleep with each other all day, every day. Just no, no. It was, oh, let's go do this, let's hike, let's go to this place, let's go out to that place. We just did a lot together. We spent a lot of time together. Toys are boring. Right? Don't it make you feel like off? I was like, this ain't right. I can't. I can't do it. I love how you tell exactly what it is. Hey, Twinkie, I'm trying. Pencil dick. Right? That's like off. Don't nobody want to do that. I don't want to be on top of nothing like that. Shit hurt. Hurt my motherfucking kidneys. They feel rejected. Right? I think so. I think that it's, but I mean, okay. I mean, because there's other ways I can insult my son's father if I felt rejected. He got so much other shit wrong. I could just pick that shit. Mr. Smith, you laughing? Tell us about yours. Savarius, tell us about yours. Do you have a pencil one? Let us know. Let us know. It's always the small size men that talk about hygiene. You know what I'm starting to think? Light skinned men got little ones. Is that true? Is it just light skinned men that walk around with little ones? And then the dark skinned man got the really big King Kong joints. Because from what I understand, when I be talking to women, that's what I hear. That's what I heard. And for some reason, the light skinned man always giving me hard time. Every time. The guy that I was talking about talking to y'all about earlier, where I was talking about he was trying to play me, talking about some. Let's be friends 1 minute, and then the next minute he like, girl, I gotta have all of you. He kept playing on me, and I was like, you want to be friends? Let's be platonic friends. Hook me up with somebody else. Nigga was so mad. That was a light skinned dude. Light skinned dudes be playing. Savarius, you're a woman? Because I can't see you. Did my daughter just text me something crazy? Yes. Justice. I forgot to wash it. Damn it. Talking to my daughter. I forgot to wash the damn cover. I'm sorry. I thought you was a man. Oh, my bad. You a woman. Sorry. Lakeisha is a woman. She's like, I am a woman. My bad. I gotta go, y'all. I've been on here for a long time. I was supposed to do it for an hour, and I'm over here talking about penises. Now I'm gonna get the monetization taken off my damn live stream because we over here talking about penis. Over here talking about toys. How come we always end up talking about this, y'all? That's why y'all be listening to me because I'm so open with sexuality. I just be talking about anything. We can't be talking about stuff like this. I have no monetization whatsoever. YouTube hit me up talking about something. We have age restricted your live stream. Y'all over here talking about penises. Take the monetization right off this shit. It don't sell on YouTube. Listen, sex sells everywhere else. Not here. Not here. They be like, Soncerae, you are getting $0 for this. Shouldn't have been talking about this. I tried to, like the last one, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that, they turned the monetization off on that drink. It was like, you will not be getting any money, dear. I gotta go, for real, seriously. They texted me, they're summoning me. You know, when I've been gone too long, they're like, when you coming back? Come back, I need you. All right, I'll talk to y'all next time. Tomorrow, come back. I'll be here. 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock? California time. Not Not East Coast time, California time. Either I'm gonna do a live stream around 3 o'clock, or it's gonna be around 9 o'clock. Those are the 2 times I do live streams. I'm trying. Just know it's gonna be in the afternoon, okay, or the night. All right, I'm out.